I'll tell you a few of my recent, some of the greatest hits, if you will. I'll start out with, since I mentioned my girlfriend earlier, she's from Marshfield, Wisconsin. She doesn't think she has an accent. And she's mistaken. I'll give you an example. Last tour, Rob actually broke his toe. Did any of y'all see his last tour? Yeah. Well, he did it early in the tour, and he still pulled off that whole tour, so he's the man.
Pretty hardcore dance moves for home free. It was tough.
Maybe they're not so low impact after all. But anyway, I called my girlfriend. I said, hey, just so you know, in case you're looking for me later, I'm actually headed to the emergency room with Rob right now. He just broke his toe. To which she replied, and I quote, oh, there's not much they could do for toes.
Are you offended by your own accent? I heard half of y'all went, no.
Yeah, you guys probably don't think you sound like that either. Now, you may have noticed at the merchandise table earlier. If not, you'll notice later on there's a beautiful blonde standing behind there. His name is Nathan. And the other one is my girlfriend Jenica, so I really encourage you to walk up to her. Just say, oh, there's not much they can do for toes. Trust me, she never gets tired of hearing that.
She hates it so much.
Now, earlier somebody asked me to do story time. I was going to anyway, so don't feel special. But I know the one you want to hear. It's the best story. And it stems from when we were performing at a casino in Jersey, Connecticut. Somewhere where there were...
It was Jackpot Junction, wasn't it? No, it was the Wilson.
Somewhere
Oh, it was the Wilson, Mohegan Sun. Yep, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
This is very important to do.
Yeah.
It's really important.
And so they gave us access to the employee cafeteria, which is basically just all the food they serve everywhere else in the casino for free downstairs. At least it was going to be free for us. But they still gave us this little card, and they wanted to keep track of what we were eating and everything. And so I go through it. Breakfast time, I see a vat full of bacon.
Yeah, that's right. That was the appropriate response.
What I thought at first. I did what any red-blooded American would do, and loaded up most of my plate with bacon. And then I got to the checkout, and the lady asked me a question I'd never heard before. She said, how many bacons? And I was taken aback. I've never heard bacon pluralized like that.
I think it probably went more like, how many bacons? This isn't so official. I know it didn't come out like that.
However they talk up there. But, you know, so I said, I don't know, 3 or 4 tongs full. And she said, no, how many bacons? Well, that's a rude policy, first of all. Especially since it didn't matter, it was free for us, but she made me count my bacons and tell her what it totaled up to, okay? If that is your policy, you should post that near the bacons. For a couple of reasons. The first of which is just, that would have encouraged me to just make a better life choice in general. And so I have decided to adopt that and take it with me into life as, sort of personal checks and balances, and just encourage me to make better decisions in general. So, as you guys leave the theater today, I encourage you all to go forth, be fruitful, multiply, and count the bacons. Now, one more. This isn't really a story so much as it is just we've arrived sort of thing.
Hey, before you get to that story, I've heard that last story a few times. How many bacons did you have? That's what I want to know. Really good.
In the double digits. Not very close to the single digits at all.
Thank you.
Now, that lady said it. Yeah. Now, 2 shows ago, we were in Topeka, Kansas, and something special happened.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
And it made me feel good. I want you to know this. And we've had a crazy year. It's sort of culminated, the last year, it's culminated into, I feel like we're doing well. But it really came to a head in Topeka, Kansas. Now, a lot of young folks ask us, what does it feel like to be famous? To which I reply, I'll let you know. I think I know now. Because at Topeka, Kansas, our show was picketed by the Westboro Baptist Church.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And that made me feel wonderful.
So good inside.
Which I don't think is what they were going for.
Literally, Tim, I come on the bus like for 30 minutes before the show, and Tim goes, Austin, it's from the back of the bus. I'm like, what? He's like, you're never gonna believe this, but Westboro Baptist Church is picketing our show right now. And I literally went, that's amazing! That's amazing.
And I want to make something clear. I'm not celebrating those misguided idiots. I'm just happy that we're doing well enough that we're on their radar at all. However, I'm very curious as to who of us they think is gay.
You can roll the dice, really.
I know these aren't helping anything, but they're beautiful.
Look, if I didn't know this, I would be like at least one of them. Y'all didn't take that too kindly. I guess I'm just judgmental of us. So.
I have nothing against gay people. I'm gonna be honest with you. You kiss whoever you want to kiss. It's none of my business.
And they dress me so well.
I personally prefer ladies, but I'd kiss a dude to piss off the Westboro Baptist Church. Not right now. Not at this moment. How many of y'all saw us on TV a couple of years back? For those of y'all that missed it, we were on a program called The Bachelorette. And we did not win. But we did win a show called The Sing-Off. Did y'all see that one? And part of the prize for that was a recording contract with Columbia Records. Thank you. And at the end of last year, we released our 3rd album on Columbia. And we are so proud to say that all 3 of those albums debuted on the Billboard charts, y'all. So a huge thanks to each and every one of you who helped make that possible. And to the rest of you, what the hell? Luckily for y'all, we brought a few copies along with us tonight. Now I should mention that we recently had some shows in Iowa.